With LeBron's decision to leave Cleveland for the second time, the Cavaliers say goodbye to their all-time leader in several statistical categories, including points, rebounds, assists, steals, games played, and minutes played. It's definitely different this time around because LeBron delivered the franchise their first ever championship. This time it's less painful and you have something to look forward to with their 8th overall pick this year. But instead of tearing it down like most teams would after their superstar leaves, they decided to keep their best players on the team. I don't agree with it, but it is refreshing to see a team try to stay relevant and put themselves in a position to compete next year. Dan Gilbert and General Manager Kobe Altman decided to at least stay in the middle rather than tank. I'm sure Adam Silver appreciates that approach. One of the players they decided to keep was Kevin Love. While everybody around the league expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to put him on a trading block, the Cavaliers decided to extend his contract, and Love signed a 5-year, $145 million contract, which shocked a lot of people. Keeping veterans is something every team needs. There are a couple of teams in the league that need more veteran presence. When LeBron left in 2010, the following season, the Cavaliers lost an NBA record 26 games in a row. It's safe to say that won't happen this time around. There was a report that they are also trying to extend Larry Nance Jr., who is going into his last year of his contract. Nance is an athletic freak who does all the dirty work. He's the ultimate professional and team player. That 8th pick that I mentioned earlier is their new franchise point guard, Collin Sexton. He's that guy that the Cavaliers fans can get excited about. This feisty, tenacious guard can attack the rim with the best of them. He will get the opportunities and playing time to give him a chance to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. Facilitating and outside shooting are the two things that he needs to improve on in order to become an elite point guard. But he will always bring that intensity and plays every game like it's his last. I expect a lot of players on this team to play better than they did last year. And some people will automatically say that LeBron held some of these guys back. But the fact of the matter is, when you're not playing on a team that can win a championship, there's less pressure and every possession is not as valuable as it would be otherwise. Case in point, when Jordan Clarkson played with the Lakers, he was able to play with no pressure and he looked like an all-star on some nights. But the Lakers in those 5 years wasn't a playoff contender, let alone a championship contender. In the playoffs this year, Clarkson only shot 30% from the field and 24% from three-point land. And he was given the opportunities to play his game and score off the dribble. He just wasn't ready for the moment. Like I said earlier, I expect a lot of these players to play better than they did last year. One of those players is Cedi Osman. He had a game after the trade deadline where he played 39 minutes and had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals, and showed a lot of people what kind of player he could be. He didn't get a ton of playing time in his rookie year, but that's going to change next season. Tyronn Lue will put more responsibilities on him in his sophomore season. More playing time, more shots, more opportunities to develop into a solid NBA player. After the finals, Osman played for his Turkish national team in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, and he also participated in 2 Summer League games where he averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. He showed this summer that he's ready for the challenge this season and will try to keep the Cavaliers competitive. I don't have the Cavaliers making the playoffs this year, but I could see them in the mix for a little while throughout the season. Another thing to point out is if the Cavaliers draft pick falls outside the top 10, it goes to the Atlanta Hawks, which was the reason why re-signing Kevin Love shocked a lot of people. Worst case scenario is they are better than expected and just missed the playoffs, and their pick just falls outside the top 10. But that's the situation they put themselves in. Now they have to deal with the results.